Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
Back at you in Gloves Off. I'm Professor Buitrón, and I'm here with one of Laredo's own and finest women pugilists, Mandy. How are we doing, Mandy? You doing good?
Hello, good morning. Doing good.
You know, it's always a pleasure to see you because you always have a smile. You always have this positive energy, and you were very much one of the boxers of Laredo. You are. Your name's on that list where everybody fought in the ring. Okay? And you're loved by the community. But let's touch base. I know you have some good news. I know you just have a nice newborn.
Yes.
How's that feel?
Mom life is incredible. Although, sleepless nights, but those sleepless nights are very worth it because I'm seeing my son grow. And mom life is just the best for me right now.
Absolutely. But let's touch base. Do you miss the ring?
Of course I do. There's never a day where I don't think about the adrenaline. There's never a day that goes by where I don't think about, having that urge to punch somebody. It's just, I don't know. I do miss it. Yes, very much.
What would you say, because boxing, and I tell this to a lot of people, boxing is that's where you can truthfully say, where it separates, we used to say, the men from the boys, but also the women from the girls. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that want to do it, but very few actually do it. And those that actually start competing, start fighting, they end up becoming more by themselves. Mm-hmm. You go, yeah, they have friends, they have this, but those are more acquaintances, but the people that are in the ring actually become part of your family.
No, of course.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, what are those, that energy that was there, I know you said you missed it, but what has it taught you in being in life? What would you say?
It's taught me so many things. First and foremost, it's taught me to stand strong, to stay strong, and to be strong. Even though there's hits coming from all sides and from the front and to I've learned that that's how life is. Life can be very unexpected, can hit you in so many ways, but you just gotta dodge them and just keep moving forward and just fight back for the positive. Seek for victory, and that's how I feel. And that's how I feel when I'm in the ring and out the ring.
No, and your answer is one that is used by those that have been seasoned. And when I say seasoned, have been in the ring, have sparred, have sometimes tasted their own blood or somebody else's blood, sweat, and you're in there with. And sometimes you want to quit, but you don't quit. You keep on going forward. And I think that the not quitting comes from those that have actually fought in the ring.
Yes, definitely.
And that is transmitted to everyday life. Mm-hmm. And in life, in jobs and so on and so forth, you continue moving forward. What would you say about that?
It's one of the greatest comparisons, actually, because when you do get defeated, you don't stay down. You get up. You keep moving forward and say, you know what, I got this. I'm gonna try again. That's what life is about, I believe. When life has its no's, you just gotta keep getting up and find a way to reach that yes that's meant for you as destiny.
And you're absolutely correct, and you're correct because you see that in there, the destiny that's in there, and what I've seen, and what I've seen those that have fought in the ring is you have a dependable individual. What do I mean by dependable? They're reliable. You know, a lot of people want courage and integrity and all this. No. Those are parts of personality.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that the ring, that square circle teaches us is in those that stay in it, not just those that come to the gym.
Yeah.
Talking about those that are going to be there every day and they're going to train for a bout and move forward. I think it's called dependability, and that dependability, you see them in work and you see them in everything in life.
Yeah. Yes. And in life itself, it's commitment. You know, throughout the years of actually being in boxing and my career, it was always commitment. I felt like it was a marriage. I felt like I was committed to do something. I had to stay and stick with it. I couldn't say, you know what, I have a fight coming up, you know what, I'll train tomorrow. Or, you know what, I'll go ahead and save for next week. No, because every minute counts as when you're in the ring and out the ring. And therefore, you know, you just got to keep moving forward from that.
You know, and I know that with Eddie, your husband is also another boxer from Laredo, and I know he feels the same way. And congratulations for your baby. And I'll talk to Eddie next week.
Thank
you know, and I think you've seen that drive that you have. That I'm not going to fall down, even with Eddie.
Yes.
You know, and everything that's going on, and his biggest battle right now, and we'll come through it.
Yes.
And but what would you tell folks that are looking for something and they want to go into boxing? What would you tell them first? How would you go about with that?
I will first tell them, you know, we're here for a reason, and let that reason be worth it. Follow your heart, as in follow whatever's destined, whatever's made for you. If you feel that some certain thing is meant for you, you just keep striving, you just keep going. Don't stop. There's gonna be, of course, bumpy roads. There's gonna be bumps on the road, but that doesn't mean for you to stop. It just means for you to keep going, because that's gonna strengthen you to reach for the victory.
Absolutely. How can you put it this way? Would you ever go back in the ring, or do you get those ideas?
Those urges, of course I do. Because now I have somebody, you know, I've had my audience, I've had people that look up to me, and that sort, which I'm very grateful because of them. You know, I am who I am because of them. They motivated me to keep fighting forward, to keep pushing myself, you know, to where I was at, and especially when they'll chat my name, I would just finish strong. But now I have somebody very, very special that is gonna look up to me, and his dad, which is my son. So of course I would love to jump back so he could say, you know what, that's my mom, that's my hero, and he's actually my hero because of him, I am where I'm at today.
Absolutely, those are beautiful words. And well, you know, like everything else, they're comebacks.
Yes.
You know, and you know the way it is, and we'll be with you in whichever form you decide, if you decide to go in there or not. But you know, but there's a lot of things we can do in boxing. There continue teaching others, you know, and or help out as a referee for the amateur sides or even for the pro sides. And so there's always something that's involved within the ring that you can do, you know.
Yes, definitely. Even if it's just me, you know, being a cornerman, that would be very, very great for me, because boxing itself, it's life. It's life to one in the ring, and it's life to one out the ring, because of the lifestyle that one's always had. And pretty much boxing is my lifestyle, and it's my husband's lifestyle, and soon's gonna be my son's lifestyle. So yes, boxing's life.
Absolutely. You know, and I get the same. You know, we teach and move, and I came from a boxing family, from one that did Cipota in boxing, and all my uncles boxed, and if they were in a combative sport one way or another, and so you I know what it is to live in that family environment, because they would always push you. You can't do this. Do it this way. There was always a type of let's meet head first, something that, or let's study it and move around it. But you're going to find a way to tackle that problem, and that is something that the sweet science has taught me, is that no matter what problem is there, you can always find a solution.
Yes, you can always find a way. And life itself, and when life tries to test you, you give them the answer and you find a way out. And that's what I believe. That's what I went through. Growing up in boxing, especially the biggest test was the day I lost my dad. The following day I had to fight. And that was the biggest test for my career. Not just for my career, again, in the ring, it's out the ring as well. It's taught me how to be stronger. It molded me to be that bold, strong fighter that I was taught to be in the ring. Aside from my trainers, I would always hear my dad's voice as well. So that's what drives me to be the fighter that I am. And I believe because of that day, that incident, I strive to be the strongest fighter out there.
Absolutely, and that's where the testing comes from.
Yes.
Let me ask you this: out of all the fighters, the old, the new, and because we always kind of go back and look at who's your favorite, who would you say? You know what?
My favorite, I have not so many favorites, but I have like a hand chosen of the ones that I pretty much. There's some of old school and some of of today. First and foremost, Chavez.
Sure.
Chavez, his schooling, his because of him, because of studying him and watching his videos for every preparation of a fight, I started more my defense and as well as my offense as well. So Chavez is pretty much one of my first ones, and the second one is Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto, mostly everybody says because he kind of resembles my husband. All right, I'll give it to him, but that for that certain reason why I choose him is because the night my father's fight, they compared me to him. A photographer came up to me, and I still remember like if it was yesterday. He's like, "How many fights do you have?" I was like, "This will be my third one, professional." I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "How about amateur?" I was like, "Well, I only have 7." Incredible! Are you serious? I was like, he was in disbelief. I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wow," because the way you were moving up there, you reminded me of Miguel Cotto, and boom, I was like, "Okay, Miguel Cotto's he's my all-time favorite for now." But other than that, it's Julio Cesar Chavez and Miguel Cotto.
They're both excellent boxers. Chavez was phenomenal.
Oh, of course.
Was phenomenal,
especially with his
and and with his gancho, and it's interesting because that gancho's from Laredo, Texas. And a lot of people say, "Oh no, it's not." Laredo, there used to be an old world champion by the name of Battling Shaw. He was a police officer. His first name escapes me right now. But the gancho he developed here. Okay, he developed the gancho here. He fought a guy by the name of Kid Azteca. Back in the 50s, was one of Mexico's greatest fighters. And he beat Kid Azteca the first time. Mm-hmm. Kid Azteca looked at the videos of how he beat him, and he learned the gancho out of the videos, out of the old movies, and how it was. And he came back and beat him later on, and they took the gancho to Mexico. But the gancho, the way it is, the way it's thrown, it was taught here. Wow. It might have come from over there, but the one that kind of made that signature was the Battling Shaw.
Wow.
And so a lot of people here, knew the gancho because of him. So if you look at some of the old boxers like Dicky Marquez and Zenon Rendon and even Jimmy Sandoval, you know, and the ones that after that stayed with my uncle when my uncle took over the stable after Publio Casillas, they all had that gancho, that override.
Yeah.
And that override's also a signature from this era.
Oh, that's one of my favorite punches.
That a lot of people don't know where it comes, but it was heavily given to us here.
Yeah, wow.
And that, you know, and it's interesting. It's a beautiful history that we have of boxing.
Or boxing, yeah.
And
I'm just putting it out there. I do envy my husband's left hook, which one day I'm gonna get him. Well, I did get him, but I'm gonna get him with that left hook. So yeah, I want to put it out there.
You know, and Eddie was good. You know, Eddie's good. You know, and we have very talented boxers here.
Yes.
Not because he's your husband, but you know he's talented, and we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of talent here, but I think the seriousness divides many.
Yeah, the commitment.
The commitment, the discipline, the want, the drive. You know that. You know you have to be obsessed.
Yeah.
And we have a couple now. We have a couple of like Jorge from Castañeda, those guys. I mean, they're great athletes. I mean, we're going to produce some other world champions in the very near future. You know.
Hoping so, yes, definitely, and seeing if there's any other female out there that's gonna make me happier than anything, because that's something that I left behind. Maybe I'm not a world champion, but I planted a seed here in Laredo for that, because since
in pros you did absolutely, and it's hard. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Because I remember in the '80s when I used to take a team, and I had a couple of girls in Dallas, and one of them ended up winning state and Golden Gloves and got second in the country. Is that when you go up, is you'll have girls that'll be training 5-6 years, and they'll have 2-3 bouts, 4 bouts. Yeah. Because there was no women fighting. So when you would meet a girl that had 8, 9, 10 bouts, you knew that she had been training for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And a lot of them would fight each other over and over and again. You know,
just to raise their
experience level.
Their experience and to raise their
record. Really.
Their record. There you go.
So. And you would see that, you know, and it's changed.
Yeah.
Kind of like in 2008, it just went bloop. It just had a whole different ball.
Yeah, well, that's why actually, in a way, I did nothing but smokers. Mm-hmm. That's why I only had 7 fights. I didn't even get a chance to, because I wanted to gain the experience of having the smokers first, of course, especially being trained by my trainer, Felix Garcia. He knew the way. He knew, the walk to, gaining my experience to hit that certain level. But so far at that time being, because I was the only girl here, even as amateur, that's why I only have 7 fights, because nobody wanted to fight. There's no fighters for smokers. And that's why I didn't, reach the upper levels of boxing, of like Golden Gloves. I didn't even get to go to Golden Gloves after my 7th fight. That's when my trainer said, you know what do you want to do? You ready? You want to...
in 2000 was when we came back, and I took a team to the Golden Gloves. We had a young girl here by the name of Nancy Yendo.
Okay.
She fought one time in Pearson.
Okay.
And we went to Rio Grande City,
mm-hmm.
fought another time, so she had 2.
Yeah.
So she shows up in the Golden Gloves. They're all going to go to the Golden Gloves.
Yeah.
Nobody shows up, and she ends up winning Golden Gloves, but bye-bye. But she won the tournament, so at least that was a mark. But she had gotten some too. Then she got discouraged, no one ever need, no one said this, and they quit. And I said, you have to. You can't just quit.
Yeah, no, of course not. That's something that, boxing itself teaches you, not to quit. There's going to be, knockdowns, and there's going to be, takedowns that hurt. but that's where, you know, your strength is tested, and that's where your mind is tested as well. If you want to keep moving forward, or you just want to stay down. And that's something that it's taught me. It's taught me that it's not just, you know, the drive of sharpening and strengthening your strength itself, but mentally preparing you as well.
Absolutely. We're almost running out of time. It's always a pleasure. But what would you like to tell the folks up there? Somebody that's contemplating going in there. And believe me, there's a lot of gyms out there teaching box aerobics and box this and box that. This is not boxing. Boxing is once you go inside and you actually start learning the science. But going out there, it's good, gets people's spirits up, but it's not
the art.
It's not the science itself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's the art that makes boxing beautiful.
Absolutely.
Because of the technical skills that one needs to learn and grasp is what makes you look beautiful up there. And that's what I want to thank my trainer, Felix Garcia, for teaching me that, for leaving that mark when every time I'll step up in the ring, I'll make my time worth it, and I'll make the people's time being there, seeing me, you know, worthwhile. And
Felix has been around for a long time. You know, I remember Felix for a long time. He's an excellent individual, great trainer. And, you know, those clubs need to stay.
Yes, of course.
We can't, you know, and with COVID and everything going down, I know people are getting sick and people have lost some loved ones, but we have to continue with these sports and continue bringing them up, because they helped a lot of people.
Yes, it did. It motivated people as well too, and that's like my second home. So yes, it has to be there.
Absolutely, folks. You guys be safe. We'll be bringing out Mandy hopefully later on with a baby, probably in a couple of more months. But congratulations. And folks, hit the subscribe. Ask questions. If you guys have any questions, both of the community and whatnot, you know, put it in their emails, buitronacademy2012@gmail.com. If you have some story of anybody here locally that you wish to cover, we'll cover it, because everybody's special, especially here in this community.
Yes, definitely.
Until next time, peace.
Bye.
Today, in America, more than 5.5 million men, women, and children train in a martial art regularly. Buitrón Academy has been serving Laredo for over 30 years now. Our adult classes are geared for producing the best in you, teaching you street-ready techniques. With the arts of Savate and Kinpo, you'll learn the traditions of these sciences of combat, as passed down professor to student.
Hello, my name is Stephen Plank, and to whom this may concern. Professor Buitrón is an outstanding human being and a close friend of mine, where his martial art prowess and skill is at equal to his humanity. His teaching capabilities are what one would expect of someone from his caliber. I've been in martial arts since I was 9. I'm 65 years old now. However, if I had a son or daughter who needed to learn self-defense, anti-bullying techniques, and or gain a higher level of skill in fighting, and in which I could not instruct, then Professor Buitrón would be my choice. His martial understanding of his Savate is higher than anyone else I have met. His pedigree is impeccable. He comes highly recommended by myself. Guru Stephen Plank. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Richard Planis. I was the vice president of the IKKA for Ed Parker for many years, 10 years before he died. And I still travel the world teaching all over. And I met lots of people through the years. One of them I want to congratulate is Paul Buitrón down in Laredo, Texas. He's opening a new school, and that's always good to hear. I've known Paul since he was about 18 years old. I couldn't even tell you how old he is now. We've known each other for a long time, and he's like a lot of people should be, takes art seriously. He incorporated many arts, in his school. He does, capoeira, silat, jiu-jitsu, eskrima, kenpo, lots of different things. Any art like myself that you see a value in, you can bring it in and incorporate it if you want to. Anyway, so he's opening a new school, and I'd like to recommend it to anybody who wants to train down in the Laredo area. Meet him, go see him, you'll have fun. Thank you. Bye.
Come train at the best kept secret of Laredo. Give us a call for your free evaluation at 956-401-4868 or check out our website at savat.biz. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook.